Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
loving our theme music. How about a shout out?
We're going to do that. I am Christian Nivateo, co-founder of Fugitive Poems Comics. This is Marcus Kapitelowitz.
Always getting ahead of myself. Hello.
Senior editor. And our music comes from the great C Notes. That's the link tree right there if you want to get C Notes to do your beats, theme songs, rap. He's an incredible talent. So check that link tree, C.Notes.
And a cool guy.
And a damn cool guy.
An absolute pleasure to work with.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're this is where do we go? Where did I put him? Here he is. This is Mark Capitelli. Mark the Decapitator Capitelli. I thought you'd like that.
All right.
So welcome. We have got a cool show tonight. We are going to be taking a look at some brand new art from one of our brand new comics. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring on a man who also will rap for us, Mr. Stephen Beccia. There he is. Get in it. Yeah, thank you. And beatboxer Ryan Santos. Wow, hey. Dude, you can actually do it.
Hey, there we go.
Ryan Santos is the artist for Dirty Living, Fugitive Poems exclusively online series. Not a web series, not like a couple of panels a week. Every 3 months, full issue, only $2.99 an issue. Absolutely incredible. If you sign up right now, you get issues 1 and 2 like that. They will appear in your account as soon as you sign up, be right in your belly. And let me tell you, you want this because writer Stephen Beccia and artist Ryan Santos have done an incredible job putting together what is really a wild series. Mark, how would you, if I was like, dude, what's the series about? What would you tell me?
Imagine your absolute shittiest day as a cop times 10,000, like just the worst possible scenarios all hitting at once. And you gotta love Doug. You gotta love our main guy. He takes it all straightforward, right on the chin. He doesn't try to he's drunk, and that just makes everything better. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of mayhem, and it's great. It's just great. It's beautiful to look at. It's fun to read.
Mayhem is
low price. Get it, people.
So Mark is going to be co-hosting with me tonight. He may end up taking over because I now understand the expression, it's like pulling teeth, because they pulled a tooth today. And it was my favorite tooth. And it was, so if I start spitting blood at the camera, the lidocaine has worn off, so now I'm very aware of the pain. If I get very aggressive, we'll just let Mark take it. I'm going to very quickly show our page here for Dirty Living. And Stephen, you can tell me a little bit, if you would, about how you would summarize this. How would you? What is it about this that for you is the most exciting aspect? That's the question of this comic. And I'm going to show people where they can see it. What do you think?
There we go.
What do you think, Stephen?
No audio.
Oh, is that what's happening? I was wondering. I thought he was just like really trying to remember what his comic was about. we have the great Claudio. So you are the only one at the moment. Thank you, Claudio, for pointing that out. No, thank you for joining us. Well, let's hope that all our
Represent.
flood the comments. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
So, Stephen, you're still talking and we can't hear you. Ryan, what to you? Forget Stephen. He's just a writer. What the fuck does he know?
He had his chance. He blew it.
That's right. And he's supposed to be good with words.
He can't even make the sounds.
I don't know.
Ryan, what to you is the most exciting aspect of this only $2.99 an issue comic?
My favorite aspect about it is that the characters are like real people. You know, they're like thrown into this awful situation with situations that they can't handle, that are above their pay grade, and it's just a lot of fun to like follow them through this world. You know, the world is full of crazy characters, a lot of you know, surprises around every corner, but it never gets out of control to the point where the character's doing things that a normal person wouldn't do. You know, it's really grounded in that way. You know, so it's really fun to look at. It's fun to draw. There's always surprises, and it's a load of fun. You know.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can, but we're no longer interested in doing so.
Now look what you've done. Now we have to write this stuff. We're not crazy enough.
That's evil.
Hey.
Stephen, Ryan was just talking about the wild things he gets to draw. I'm gonna quickly show people where they can get this, and then I want you to tell me where some of this came from for you. Folks, if you go to fugitivepoems.com, the greatest website in the world, you first of all can get your late orders in for Blood Valkyrie in Vegas, which is on Kickstarter right there. We are still taking late orders through this weekend because actually I had to remember to say this. Me, Mark, and James are going to be at the County Center in White Plains, New York. So if you're in the tri-state area, and I don't give a damn how far out you are in it, come see us at the County Center in White Plains for the Undiscovered Realms Comic-Con, where we will have a table and be happy to talk and take all the money that you want to give us. So definitely do that. And if you order at the table, you will get something free if you get Kickstarter, if you get Blood Valkyrie in Vegas. So there you go. You go to fugitivepoems.com. You scroll down and you see Dirty Living right here. Is that too much work for you? Well, look, right at the top of the page, Dirty Living. You click on it and you can buy it literally right here and have issues 1 and 2 instantly. And they are crazy issues. They're so good. Stephen, what is this wild stuff that you're giving Ryan? Why not just a straight noir?
That would be boring. You know, I think that probably my mind is really twisted, but I like a good twisty type story. I mean, I've read so much Stephen King in my past. I was definitely inspired by Sin City to kind of when I first started writing this. I'm a huge Batman fan, so like I love a good detective story, and he is the world's greatest detective.
Sherlock Holmes.
So I wanted to do something mob related, but something where you just have somebody, and I think Mark said it, just like with the shittiest fucking day possible, and he's just got to take it on the chin and just keep moving forward, and
with dignity and integrity and
justice for all.
No, that. He's a dumpster fire of a human being, folks, and that's what makes it so good.
I can't find that.
Sorry. I couldn't help but jump in. Sorry.
Yeah, but I think that as far as like when I'm writing though, and I'm just thinking of different crazy stuff to write, I'm like, okay, I've seen, I see how Ryan draws, and I love the way he draws, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna throw this in here. What if I just throw this ape face thing, melting out of this guy, and I'm like, okay, let me just throw that in and see what Ryan picks up on it, and he does, and it's like it's great, So,
well, so issue 2, folks. Issue 1, we've shared a bit of. I'm gonna let you look at the beginning of issue 2. We're gonna take a look first at this incredible cover here. That how does that look on our screen there? There we go. Actually, I'm going to go a little larger and I'm going to scroll so people can get a really good look at it. This is the cover to issue 2, which just dropped. Issue 3 is dropping July 6th. So issues 1 and 2 are there right now. If you sign up, you get issues 1 and 2, and within 2 weeks, issues 3. I mean, that's incredible. This is a for real series. This is happening, and you can be in on it happening. And I'm hoping you will. So let's take a look at this cover. Stephen just brought up this creature and the gorilla thing. Tell me about coming up with this cover, Ryan.
I believe he used the term ape-faced.
Yes.
I'm not letting that one go because I love that.
I've also been.
That's going to show up in marketing now.
The ape faced, yeah. So the red ape face actually came from the use of the drug that's introduced in the book. So everything is color coded to red. So like you see some hallucinations, it's all going to be red based. The red faced demon, the monkey faced, whatever it is, ape faced demon. And then actually some of the objects on his desk, which you see floating around on the cover, are all kind of warped in his mind. So it's all affected by that drug. So
you jump back to the point. I was going to get
so
down to
in
what
that
you were
panel.
talking about. Let's show that if we can do a little I Spy on this cover. So at one point, and we'll show that Doug is in fact tripping balls. And things get funky in his perception. Mark, do you think can you spot any office items in this cover?
Oh well, let's see here.
I Spy.
That dude from Office Space might be pissed to see his stapler floating around.
It was just a stapler and somebody took it.
Now he's going to have to blow up the building. I'm more interested in what's under his foot. I mean,
let's talk about that.
Yeah. Just in case you thought this was like a straight up noir, it's definitely got its gothic going on here, and it's only the influence though, because we just jumped headfirst into horror, but in that fun gritty way that we try to
very quickly.
It's fantastic. I mean, it says it all right there. You got the
So
we smoke in our comics. Sorry, everybody. It's we're not going for that.
The number one reason to read
show
anything are.
I know the issue.
Hide your children.
I thought about that the other day. I was working on. I did issue 2 and issue 3, and I was like smoking on the cover. I got everyone with a cigarette. I was like, oh, is that gonna fly in this time? But that's just the way it is.
Yep. I like that car came out. I mean, I love that car. And as I said, Ryan, you're gonna have so many cars to draw in the issue 4.
Oh my gosh, I have read issue. See, folks, this is what we're talking about. I have read issue 4 because it's written. So it's waiting. Issue 5 is being written. This is a thing that's happening. Is what I keep saying. Issue 4 has one of the most badass, complicated, Brian, car chases.
Get ready.
I mean, I cannot wait to see this. Let's look a little bit more. What's the name of the drug, Stephen?
Blood Rush.
Blood Rush. And we see here that our main character is affected by it. And look at this. I love the way it streams, the tendrils of it. But Lucina, oh, look at, I love the floorboards turning into tentacles. But here's the scene I really wanted to show. Hold on. Here we go. Office hijinks.
Yep. Yeah, he's tripping.
Yeah, so he is. He can't believe it. Everything is warping around him, So
I love. My favorite detail is the snake for a desk lamp cord.
Hey, Steve and Evan in our chat wants to know where one could procure a sampling of Blood Rush. He's asking for a friend, of course.
Well, I it comes in.
Let's turn that into what was your inspiration for it? How about that? I don't want to get you in trouble.
What was the inspiration? Well, I'm just, I honestly, really, I was just thinking of like a wild drug that would, something a little bit different than what's been going on. It's kind of like a mixture of meth and coke and ecstasy. Mix it all up, but you're only really supposed to take it in small doses, and it's kind of crazy because you're going to see as we go along into the next couple issues the effect it has and the different effect it has with certain other things introduced to it, and that's all I can say. So I'm really not giving anything away, but yeah, that's
what you topped Belushi is what you're saying.
What's that?
You've topped Belushi is what you're saying. This is like the
Yes.
ultimate convergence of illegal substances, shall we say?
It's a lethal cocktail. Yeah,
big time.
Speaking of cocktails, I love how we were worried about the smoking, and then in this panel, he's pulling a bottle of hooch out of his desk like it's nothing.
Yeah, that's right.
God, why aren't we back to those times? Honestly,
I thought Mad Men would do it, and then we all kind of pussied out after that.
Our friends at Life on Saturn have the excellent question: will there be knockoff brands of Blood Rush?
I like that thinking.
There you go. Coming soon.
Smart.
Well,
yeah,
it's funny. It's funny you should mention that. It's in issue 4. You'll have to read it.
Called Plasma Spray. No, wait, that's not.
you can't, don't tell him what it is.
Let's look at one of my favorite panels here. Ryan, tell me about the posing here.
Yeah, so I don't know if anyone picked it out yet where it came from. It's actually an homage of this. We wanted Artie to come out of the church, strike a pose before he goes on his little adventure. So I thought of the best Batman pose I could think of. So it's like that Jim Lee Batman on the rooftop pose where he's standing on top of the gargoyle with his cape flapping. So that's basically where the pose came from. So yeah,
Ryan,
so you could see the newspapers and all that stuff flying around really kind of evokes the bat cape.
I think I may have said like a Superman pose or something like a superhero.
Superhero pose.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I mean that's
Dark Knight moment.
You got it. I mean that's it. It's like, hey guys, I'm fucking here.
Oh my goodness, I love it so much. I laugh the first time this came in, I lost it, and I laugh every time I see it. So now, all right. So issue 1, we meet Doug Kelly, and he is immediately in the toilet. There is a murder that takes place, which puts him in a really, really bad spot. And the fallout from it is almost immediate. There's something else going on behind the scenes that the situation in the murder ends up tripping into, involving his partner.
Yep.
And now these things converge. And that's one of the things that I love about this comic is that things keep converging and then splitting apart. And
I believe the saying is, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
But we thought that, it's blood in this case.
Exactly. Raining
Blood and drugs.
So, issue
Fugitive
2
poems. Blood and
finds
drugs.
that's our new tagline. I like it.
Yay!
We'll sing it to the tune of the kids' song. It's raining tacos. Just to upset everybody, and we'll smoke while we're singing it. I can't have a cigar for 2 freaking weeks with this tooth extraction. She didn't tell me that till after. I would have knocked a tooth out myself. So
you have to bypass the mouth and put it up in your nose.
Oh, this is it.
Oh, I'm glad you said nose. I was. Where's he going with this?
What was the South Park where they ate rectally?
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Anyway,
issue 2 finds us with situation in the morgue getting worse, the situation on the streets getting worse, and it climaxes in an absolutely brutal way. So, Stephen, what's your process for, or what's your desire for ramping up each issue? Because you are doing, and with issue 3 that's coming, it pops even more.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I just wanted to develop the story, move it along, get Doug, getting a little bit deeper, and then I don't know, just kind of getting it to the point where it's, there's so much chaos, and then boom, we leave you on a cliffhanger or an aha moment,
Yes, that aha moment. It's not just a cliffhanger. There's also revelations, and you balance them really, really well. And you're right.
it turns out drugs are bad.
Wait,
yes,
is that what I'm supposed to? That was the takeaway.
And cigar.
I've been trying to find better ones because of this comic.
Hey, listen, Mark. First of all, I want to say I'm glad we can see you. I'm glad I can see the T-shirt you're wearing and the background. So the drugs are working.
New setup.
The drugs are working. All right. I'm just kidding, but no, it's what do we take away from that? It's like you were saying that the aha moment or a cliffhanger moment, and I've just, like I said, I've always been a big fan of like Stephen King, and the way he crafts his writing, he takes you and he's writing and all of a sudden, boom, he ends a chapter, and then you're in a different, like, all these other people are doing something over here, and now you're waiting to get back to the other person or the other group of people and to say, well, what's going on over there? And so it's like building this amazing story and just keeping people engaged and keep them guessing and like what's gonna happen next. And
you're doing such a great job of introducing new characters. In issue 3, we're going to meet some. Now, the first draft of issue 2, you already knew all these characters and you had them in there, and we played around and we talked and you teased out which ones were going to be actually making it into issue 2. And now in issue 3, some of the ones I met before that didn't make it into issue 2, they're coming out. And the story is just building and it's getting bigger. That I keep thinking to myself, the way that you're building it almost has a Game of Thrones feel to it, where each of these characters has their own story. But in this case, Doug is walking us through.
Season 8, we promise.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And no issue that's all dark and you can't see anything.
That's right.
Ryan will be damned.
Can you go to the morgue where Milton is dancing?
Dude, do you know what I have keyed up? Hold on. Look, I'm not even selecting anything on another screen. That's exactly what I had keyed up.
Okay. So for me, this is my favorite part of this issue. I kind of had this whole scene in my head before I wrote other stuff, and honestly, it's so great to see it. It's so twisted, and disturbing, but it had to be put out there, and I don't know. It's freaking great.
Ryan, at any point do you stop and go, "What am I drawing?" How did my life choices bring me to this?
Yeah.
Ryan's like, I'm going to hell.
I was working on colors today, and I was coloring a page. I got to this little section, and I go, I don't remember drawing that. That's cool.
Oh, that's a good thing. As opposed
It was
to,
like, yeah, it's like I don't even remember doing it, and I was like, oh, that's
as
a great
opposed to,
idea.
good
Really
God, I drew that. I'm going to hell.
It's like, wow, I'm a genius. But yeah, these creepy scenes are really are fun to kind of sink your teeth into. It's one of those things. You want to make everyone, all the characters, realistic, cartoony, but creepy, and kind of make them all alive. That's the thing that I really like. I like the gestural kind of the layouts and the way they're designed. It's really kind of fun to really kind of figure this stuff out. It's a big puzzle.
Claudio points out that the art really matches the feel of the story, which is what he likes about it. And thank you, Claudio, for being one of our readers. Wait till you see issue 3. I had this page queued up because I even used this in the recent newsletter I sent out. I used the middle panels here and called the comic a swing at time. This is look at that bottom panel. It's absolutely tremendous. I also love the way you use lines for the energy. And this whole page, she is so completely limp. You figured out exactly how to make it. There he is with his hand on her breast. Disgusting bastard. But she absolutely is ragdolling. And it's so clear and it works so well that you didn't forget at all that this person is absolutely dead.
Look at the way her hair is flipping up there. She's lost a shoe.
Yeah.
She's really getting manhandled.
Yeah. Well, those are the things. Those are the things that makes it seem grounded. Yeah. So those are the things you got to think of. Her whipping that dead body around. It's. Ugh.
So, folks, do not forget that, and I'm in the wrong place here. Dirty Living is available right now on Fugitive Poems. $2, get that, and 99 cents. It's a penny cheaper than $3, which would be cheap to begin with. You go there and you sign up right now, and you'll instantly get issues 1 and 2, and on July 6th, you get issue 3, at which point I will be having a cigar again. I've done the math. So this is, Evan told me I should digress more earlier. wait, digress more. What I think we should do right now is, why don't we use this opportunity for a cover reveal for issue 3?
Okay.
Okay. So I have had the pleasure.
Should we have a drum roll?
Mark, drum roll. It sounds like
today, dude. Today.
It sounds like something else.
Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
I'm having Vietnam flashbacks.
And I wasn't even there. I'm having flashbacks in the movie Platoon. This is stunning. Tell me about the inspiration here, Ryan. This mountain of madness.
And please make sure to address who is atop this mountain of madness.
The best. The best character ever.
Did you say the breath character?
Yeah.
A
surprise character.
She's getting her own series, for Christ's
sake. Rule
sake.
the roost.
And they're bouncing off her knees, maybe. We fell in love with this lady in issue 1. And she didn't say jack diddly squat. It was just a like, hey, here's a lady on the street thing. And we all just zoomed in like, how awesome is this character? Look at this. And from there, I mean, it was too irresistible. We had to give her the spotlight.
Now,
Look at
not. I'm not going to give anything away,
Yeah,
but the
absolutely.
back on this cover is a little bit of a hint about something bizarre that's going to happen, and we're just that's all I'm going to say. But let's look at this pile of hell. I love the Star Wars pose of the rookie grabbing onto her leg.
I love that. That is freaking great.
Oh, that's like the best picture of Artie I've done.
It really is. That's my
it's
favorite.
so cool.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite.
There's some technical machinery in the picture.
Mhm.
We've got Babe. We've got all kinds of stuff, and Babe has one of my favorite shots in issue 2. Is a flashback in the middle of his wife talking to Father Hotspot.
Yes.
But yeah, so what was your thinking in building it this way? So you've got a single subject issue 1 cover of Doug with
Yep.
posters in the background of our characters. Issue
Yep.
2 is Doug with the ape-faced blood rush illusion sitting on the car with all kinds of wild shit around him. And now you really up the ante with this cover. What was you thinking?
Yeah, so it's like a compilation of all these different problems clashing, so we got like the issue with blood rush, and we got the issue with some other strange phenomena, and then we got the whole thing with Babe. So it's all just building and building, and then and this warped kind of perception of reality is also thrown on top of it too for this cover. So there's a lot going on, and it's all purposefully put in there, so
it's like,
it's
just
a
in
lot
case
to get
anybody heard
into
Irish
one
Cop
image.
in Boston and thought The Departed, Ryan wanted to make sure they understood that this is most definitely not The Departed. This is
Yes.
all goodness has departed.
Yes.
Absolutely.
This is
has departed the departed. One
The Departed.
really
Some of The
sticks
Departed
to
might
that
be-
noir.
Look at that.
Cover really sticks to that noir feel, and it just keeps getting weirder and weirder as we've been going. So it
I
kind of
think-
matches the story perfectly.
I think you've defined supernatural noir with this cover. Frankly.
Very
Absolutely.
much.
Look at what Doug's holding on to. It's just freaking great. It's
Yes.
just great.
It's a mix of
When you're desperate in the moment, don't look, just hang on.
It's a late night. No one else is around. Wait.
Where the fuck's his whiskey though?
Oh, I don't
He
know.
spilled it. That's why he looks angry.
So here I'm gonna switch now to a truly magnificent shot, and let's shrink that down just a little. And how does it look here? It looks small, but look at the composition, and then I will zoom in. This is a beautiful overhead shot. Look at that rain pulling us right to the center of the action. There's your motion lines again that you use so beautifully. And we can't really talk too much about what's happening here. But if you've read issue 2, you know what Doug is dealing with. And it is magnificent. I'm going to zoom in a little bit now so that we can really see the art here.
We should sell these at like policemen's balls and things like, hey, the worst day you've ever had? Check it out. Not so bad.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll call it a pick-me-up.
I mean, there's the superhero right there.
Agnes Whitmore.
Yes, super.
Racket in hand.
She's ready to go.
Yeah, this is so terrific. And then we've got to get back to that noir that, we get back to it conversationally. It's ever present. And that's something, Stephen and Ryan, that you guys are like a dream team. That's something that you guys have absolutely zeroed in on, is that no matter how wild the story gets, it never steps out of that noir world. It's growing the noir world around the fantasy, around the horror. And I mean, look at this. This is there's not a lot. If you know what's happening, there's something happening. But without the lettering and without the context, these are just beautiful noir frames. We got a detective in trouble here, and look at this alley and him leaning against the car. Absolutely beautiful. What's with you in cars, Ryan? I know that Stephen wants to keep throwing them at you, but do you like throwing them, or do you obsess over them?
I was forced into it, but I don't mind drawing cars. They're a pain, and they're very time consuming if you want them to look, relatively real. I try not to let my line be perfect no matter what I draw. Even the buildings and everything, there's not a straight line in that picture. So I let myself kind of wander around in the cars, kind of playing with them as kind of visual, candy. But people love the cars, so
I was going to say, and yet they look so spot on, right? Like they have as much of the mood as anything else. These cars,
yes,
like,
this
is exactly the car you expect to see in this situation.
It's like another noir character.
A lot of in noir, there's always cars always have a big, they're big characters in most noir movies or anything. These big black Cadillacs or whatever, they're always present. So it's kind of just has to be, a main character in this. Hope the car makes it out alive.
I really like too, even though we always talk up how crazy and zany everything is with all this, it's panels like this that remind you there is a sadness behind this character and behind this situation. This is, every now and then somebody gets something shoved in their face that's just way too much for them to deal with. And you feel that through Doug. And I think that, Stephen and Brian, both of you did a great job bringing that home. And it strikes that chord where even though things get absolutely crazy, there's still that human element that keeps us coming back.
Well, Doug isn't merely put out. It isn't just a bad day. He has a personal mission to clean up the department, and he's part of his own worst enemy in figuring it out because he's constantly dulling the pain in his life. But he wants the corruption gone, and so there is a real struggle here. When now all of a sudden all these new elements come up, some of which are beyond human comprehension. They're not things that happen in the real world, and they are happening. I just want to point out that everyone needs to notice when he's pissing against the wall, what it forms on the road behind him. It's so cool.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Hey, so I wanted, if we could go backwards and find one of the podcasts we were talking about pissing on the wall, Doug pissing on the wall, or this is it. I wrote it because we were talking about it, and I'm like, yep, I'm putting it in there because they never
definitely a wall pisser.
There's never pissing in any books or movies, not often. But yes, I love the demon. Like
the blood rush has even affected his urine output.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah, so the idea too is that it's
color,
like the blood rush.
Dude, so what's crazy is, I mean, I described this to Ryan in the script and everything, but I know where this is in Boston, and I mean, I was there, and well,
it did happen, Mark.
It happened.
Mark was worried that was going to happen. He has to refuel with the blood of a virgin now.
You tell everyone, why don't you? Jesus.
The blood of a virgin, I said.
Yeah, I know. I have a day job, dude.
So, Stephen, you know where this is.
Well, I mean, so there's a spot over there's a like kind of an oil refinery area over near the casino. There's a casino in Somerville, and there's some around the corner from here in Boston is an old strip club, and I'm trying to think of the name of it. And so this is all based in my mind of like where the knocker locker is and where this is, and you know,
I beg your pardon. The what?
the
Don't just glaze over that.
spittle
That's
bug
right.
2-1.
Accent of yours, it's particularly charming.
knocker locker.
No,
Oh.
it's the way you said it before.
Yeah, what are you doing? You just killed the Boston accent there.
The knocker locker.
There you go.
That's what we want.
That's what you want. But you know, so I'm like throwing it all down, but to see it, when I see it, I'm like, damn, I know where that is. I've driven through there. You know, I mean, it's a little different, but I mean, Ryan just like spot on, man. Freaking, you're awesome.
That's an easy fudge the majority of it, put a couple of things in the front drawing. There's no reason to go into this detail. And here it is, and it's magnificent.
Yes.
Why,
I'm a
Ryan?
little sick that way.
Why do you do this to yourself?
I don't know. I really love the world to feel filled, so that I can at times not have to fill backgrounds quite as much. You know, this is a very dense panel. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of buildings and dirt and rain and all this kind of stuff. So that later on, when it's a different situation, that'll still be in the reader's mind that this is where it's taking place, and I don't have to do it in every panel. You know, I really want to give them a sense of place.
Yeah, it's great.
And that's exactly what happens here, because now we know where we are, and we know where this is taking place, and we've got a greater sense that these cars are parked in the middle of nowhere. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to really get to. If trouble goes down, then the trouble's going to happen and no one's going to interrupt it. So this absolutely works, because I love this panel as well. And now there's another car that you've actually drawn very differently, another vehicle. What was your thought in putting this one together?
For this panel, this is like the classic, here comes the bad guys for the confrontation, you know, shot. The cars zooming out from behind with the smoke, and you know, the whole thing, the crowd of bad guys and our two heroes kind of confronted for the first time with a big baddie. So it's kind of a very classic kind of look and a classic feel. The car had to be big. It had to be larger than life. And, you know, so I think it's a Dodge Ram. But I actually
perspective.
The name, this little.
You play with perspective so well.
I always kind of.
And there's even a little fisheye lens going on with the corner of the car toward us that makes it even larger and makes the whole scene more impressive. It's beautiful. I'm gonna show another page or two, folks. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the cityscape. Look at that boat. Holy crap! I've got a big one of those. I wrote it. Maybe I want you to draw that too, folks. Go right now to hell. No, that's not right. Go right now to fugitivepoems.com, click Dirty Living, and for $2.99,
and then you'll go to hell.
For $2.99,
and it'll cost you $2.99.
$2.99, you can get issues 1 and 2. Look at this.
You can't beat that.
Look at this work. Ryan is doing something incredible. These characters are alive. I've never met them before. These are brand new in issue 3. I mean, I read the script, but I've never seen them before. And
I don't think Ryan does background characters.
No, everyone's there.
Every single character has its distinction.
Look at this. Look at that drawing.
Well, you want to make them memorable. You know, these two guys, you know, I wanted to make them memorable. Go by their name. I don't know if Stephen did this purposefully. They're the Rosenberg brothers.
Yes.
I did.
Are Donnie and Mark.
Yep.
Donnie Rosenberg and Mark Rosenberg. Basically, it would be the Wahlbergs.
You got it. It is absolutely. That's what it is.
So I saw that and I was like, I'm not gonna do I don't want to do the Wahlbergs. So in my mind, just by the way they were talking, that's where I got most of my cues on the character design. Would be more on their personality rather than any outside kind of influence. So I based it basically on the way they were talking to each other and how they were interacting. So in my mind, they were more of a Abbott and Costello kind of a dynamic. So that's why I gave them that look. You know, the tall guy and the short guy. You know, and they're kind of they're kind of comedic, but you know, they're kind of everyman kind of a kind of a feel. The guy works in the garage by day, works for a babe at night, you know, this kind of thing. So fun stuff. I love these guys.
Cool I just realized I like that it's not like the Wahlbergs, because that would be the short guy and the shorter guy, not the tall guy and the short guy.
Exactly. But yes, you're right. I mean, and like in issue 5, which I'm writing right now, they're in there and they have a part, and yeah, this is great. They are kind of like
I think Ryan does it just so Stephen looks and goes, "Oh, geez, I got to give this guy a backstory now." This is good. I can't just leave him there.
Definitely like Abbott and Costello for sure.
Now I gotta ask,
the background there.
Yeah.
Is that Hunter S. Thompson in the background there?
Who?
Hunter S.
Yes, it
in
is.
The background there. I mean, it's got
his lawyer.
Look at him back there. Oh, I was so excited when I saw that.
Oh my God.
Play White Rabbit.
Yes.
Right.
This is another example.
Christian, what have you done?
I don't know. I'm grabbing way too big. There we go.
Yeah.
This is another example to me of what Ryan's talking about establishing a background and then just rocking what happens within it. This is also one of the most violent and chunky spit takes that has ever happened. This is spit take by way of Linda Hamilton in The Exorcist.
Even vaudevillian humor isn't safe.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I just said just a little spittle, but all right.
Yeah.
And then you say,
no, he made the right call.
Then you say, oh, she wipes a little bit of it off the table. So I'm the one that I decided to put it all over her.
I mean, technically, you did what you were told. You just,
I did.
Oh, I love it.
I did it. I did it more. I just did more.
Last page I'm going to show. It's a postage stamp. This, as something new. I shouldn't say things start happening. Things are always happening in this. Something new is happening here. I love that knife blade in panel 4 there.
Yeah.
The trouble with Doug is just when he starts to get traction on something, some other nightmare from his past comes ambling in. And
Yeah,
for sure.
There's one.
My favorite part about this knife situation is how she's in her car. It's like really early in the morning, and she holds her blade up next to this family walking their child through the parking lot, and she's like joyfully putting the blade like right in front of them. It's kind of, that's a little creepy to me. You know, it's like, that's a lot of fun.
I've got
if
to
you
Who wrote that?
If you zoom into that, if you go back to the docks.
Oh, back to the docks. Yes.
This one, the other one where they're sitting, the first one with the boat. I'll show you the moment where I said I didn't remember drawing that. If you look at that bottom left panel, there's a box sitting there.
Yes.
If you zoom in close on the box, it's a box with a stick, like a rat trap. It has a little stick in it, like one of those traps where you pull the rope and you can catch a mouse.
Where am I looking?
Right
the one
there,
that's sitting at? Yeah.
A little higher. Above the guy with the cart. See the little box with the stick?
Oh, yes.
Down. Yes.
Oh my God.
I was like, that's one of those little traps. I was like, wow, I forgot I did that.
Yeah, any
That's
wharf
pretty
rat
fun.
is gonna walk off with that box on him.
He's got a new hat.
I know.
Now, I just want to point out something to me. Something here. The Claudio, who I thought was my friend, said they got the tongue out, and the bagel looks like Christian on a good day.
Oh,
jeez.
So, Claudio, I thought we were friends. Folks, this I can't hype this enough. We're so proud of this book. This book was the maiden voyage of the Fugitive Poems online subscription model, and it has been an honor for this to be it. Stephen is churning out great stories, and Ryan is just killing the art on each one. Issue 3 is it's coming July 6th, and it is magnificent. You just got to see a sneak peek of pages that, frankly, I hadn't seen and before today, and Mark hadn't seen. And I don't know if Stephen had seen.
Nope. Nope.
So this is about as exclusive as it gets. Go to fugitivepoems.com, click on Dirty Living. Fugitivepoems.com, click on Dirty Living. All right. And you can sign up right now, become a member of the site. $2.99 every 3 months. Every 3 months, a new issue of Dirty Living. We got
and
more.
There is good stuff coming down the line, is what I was about to jump in there with. And listen, guys, while you're at it, if you like cops and you like drugs, something wrong with you. No, if you like cops and you like drugs, because there's something wrong with us. Of course, we have another story about cops and drugs and time-traveling drug dealers. It's called River. It's also available, and issue 1 is out there. Jump on that as well. We've got a lot coming down the pike. This is our flagship. We love Dirty Living. From the moment Christian first said, "Hey, listen, here's something coming," it was like James and I were like, "Oh man, this is going to be fantastic," and we couldn't be prouder to put this forward. But get on the ground floor, folks. We got more stuff coming down the line. We got some amazing talents like Ryan and Stephen here. It's blowing up, and it's going to happen fast. So get in now, help us out. We'll help you out with some great comics, and that you can read anywhere you have. Yeah, that's right.
Claudio, I agree 100%.
If they don't make fun of you, there's something wrong.
That's right. There'll be some razzing coming your way.
It's the Italian way.
It is the
But
Italian
anyway,
way.
you got to get Dirty Living, but have a look around the site too. We got good stuff coming. And when you do basically anything with us, you get on our newsletter, and we'll be letting you know what's coming, what you can expect, maybe throw in a little thing here and there for fun, whatever it is.
Yeah, and our newsletter always has a special, either a preview of a comic or a special one-pager. There's always something entertaining in there, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of interviewing with Stephen and Ryan and getting some stuff we haven't talked about and putting that in the newsletter. It's a lot of cool stuff coming, talking about not interviews. Interventions is also the wrong word. Inception we'll go with, where we get our ideas from. I don't know why I'm thinking
Intervention.
I know why you're thinking intervention.
You're a little drinking water tonight. All right, so Stephen, Ryan,
all useful.
Any final thoughts on what should we think about for Dirty Living next?
People should subscribe, buy the damn thing, because it's freaking awesome. I mean, it's amazing to see what Ryan just drew up, and we have a hell of a story coming your way. So stay with us, and we're here to entertain you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Mark, for being here and co-hosting. Stephen and Ryan, this has been terrific, folks. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the send money button. I don't know if it's there, but find it. Go to Fugitive Poems, subscribe to Dirty Living right now. Issues 1 and 2 immediately. 2 is 26 pages, guys. And one, I think, is 24. There's a lot to chew on right away. And
Jim
issue 3 is coming out July 6th. Dirty Living, about a drug dealer who gets his hands on a time machine and fucks shit up.
Nope. That's River.
That's
What did I say? I said
You said
Dirty
Dirty Living, I
River.
think.
River. I meant to switch over. Blood Valkyrie. Will be on. Claudio's saying it won't be on Netflix. It'll be on Disney Plus. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got to get some drugs and Mickey doing terrible things in the background. We're
gonna make Daredevil look
at the
too.
Knockalaka.
At the Knockalaka, you've been taking some blood rush over there.
So, folks, get to fugitivepoems.com. Get your hands on these crazy great comics from these crazy great creators. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Share this video with your friends. I am Christian DiMatteo. We are Fugitive Poems, and we make comics.